So right now, the crypto market doesn't look too great, at least in terms of technical indicators. On the other hand, when we look at news, mass adoption, regulations, things actually look pretty good. So let's talk about it. Right now, Bitcoin's price is a bit on edge. It's hovering right around that 50-day simple moving average, which is a level that we have talked about quite a few times on the channel over the last 2 to 3 weeks. And the good news is that we did see Bitcoin's price break above this 50-day simple moving average right around February 6, 2022. And this is a very bullish sign. We had said, well, once we had a daily close above this level, this was a very bullish sign. But then what we have seen since then is that we have consistently retested this level. So over the next couple of days, 72 hours, it's going to be very important that we see Bitcoin's price stay above this 50-day simple moving average, as we are right now breaking below it as we speak. So we need to see Bitcoin's price stay above this level in order to maintain this bullish outlook in the short term. This is just short term. Long term, I'm still very bullish, but in the short term, we need to see Bitcoin's price stay above this. If we break below it and we see a day or two where we close below it, we very well could test those $35,000 per coin levels. Next thing I want to talk about, though, is going to be actually pretty good news. And this is a big announcement that came out from a Deutsche Bank report. So if you don't already follow me on Twitter, I post multiple times a day on there. I can't even cover all the news stories in the videos, so make sure to follow me there if you don't, to get all the information. But the most important stories that have come out and biggest announcement in terms of regulations, new reports, and institutions, is first with Deutsche Bank. So Deutsche Bank came out with a new report that said most people will hold crypto, even if the markets go on to crash 80% from where they currently are. And this is a good sign. This shows us that vast majority of people who have entered into the crypto space over the last 12 to 18 months are bullish long term. Most people, according to the report, have not put, that much money in. Most people have less than $10,000 invested in crypto, but these people are in it for the long term. And this is a great sign, according to this report, that people are not going to be selling regardless of what happens in crypto. And this shows us that, look, people are in it for the long run. Next thing I want to talk about, though, is one of the biggest stories of the day, and that was that Ukraine officially passed a law that makes Bitcoin and crypto legal in the country. This is amid all the tensions between Russia and Ukraine, and recently they just pushed forward this bill, and according to their vice prime minister, the vice prime minister of Ukraine, he came out and confirmed all of this news on Twitter earlier in the day, and he said that Ukraine is already in the top 5 countries on cryptocurrency usage. Today, as of February 17th, 2022, they made one more step forward. Parliament adopted a law on virtual assets, and this will legalize crypto exchanges and cryptocurrencies, and Ukrainians could protect their assets from possible abuse or fraud. And this is, in my opinion, a move that we're going to see a lot more countries do over the coming months and years. It was, El Salvador, then we have Ukraine, we have a number of countries that are legalizing Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and I think we're only going to see this continue to grow. And really, this is just the beginning. This is great because we're seeing tensions between Ukraine and Russia, but one thing they're doing amid all of these tensions is say, maybe people in our country want a place to put their money. Maybe that could be Bitcoin. So that is something I think we're going to see more and more often as countries are all around the world start to do it. Moving on, Colorado. Colorado came on and said that they're going to start accepting Bitcoin and crypto for tax payments by the end of the summer. But not only this, according to the report, he goes on to explain, the governor of Colorado goes on to explain that they're not just going to use it for tax payments, but their plan is that they're going to roll out cryptocurrency payments for all government things. They said, like, it could be as simple as a driver's license or hunting license. They said over the next couple of months, by the end of 2022, their plan is to have that people can use cryptocurrency and Bitcoin to pay for anything government related in Colorado. And I think, again, this just shows how much cryptocurrency is growing, how we still are very early, and how we're just starting to see the initial beginnings of mass adoption in terms of regulations, in terms of institutions, in terms of, countries and states all around the world. One of the last stories of the day is going to be with UAE, because the UAE recently just came out and they announced plans to issue issue federal crypto licenses for virtual asset service providers. And before we get into this, I want to quickly just let you know that last story of the day, we're talking about something with Bank of America and Chainlink. They had some huge announcements there, so I just want to make sure you stick around for that. But UAE came out with announcements that they're going to be rolling out federal crypto licenses for virtual asset service providers by the end of Q1 2022. And this is a huge deal, not only for the UAE, but also for countries all around the world, because what we're seeing is that, like UAE, they're starting to realize that maybe we can have a competitive advantage. Maybe we can attract more people into our country if we are a little bit easier and more lenient on crypto regulations. We've already seen in the UAE that they have a number of free zones, they're called, with relaxed taxation and regulatory regimes, but they're trying to take that a step further and have the first ever nationwide crypto-focused regulation. So it'll be exciting to see what happens there, but I think, again, this, in terms of regulations, is great news for the long term. And the last story of the day is going to be with Bank of America, because Bank of America came out and they just said that Chainlink is most likely going to be the project that's going to drive DeFi and blockchain across finance, insurance, supply chain, gaming, gambling, across all industries over the coming years. They said Chainlink could accelerate the adoption of next-generation blockchain use across finance, and they said that it's already been doing this. So according to the report, they said Chainlink is likely the main driver that took the TVL of DeFi, so the total value locked of all DeFi projects, to $203 billion as of February 15th, 2022. They said that Chainlink Oracle secured more than $60 billion in deposits into smart contracts, up from just $7 billion at the end of 2020, so it's about 10x. And they said that the Chainlink blockchain generated more than 2.5 million verifiably random numbers of non-fungible tokens. So they said, really, Chainlink is going to be the center of the crypto space over the coming years, and it's going to be what really helps drive growth across all DeFi projects. Right now, according to the report, about 1,100 projects utilize Chainlink's network, and they expect this only to continue to grow. So right now, at about an $8 billion market cap, there is a lot of upside in Chainlink, and in my opinion, it should definitely be a part of your portfolio based on all the data, all the on-chain analytics, and all the usage it is seeing. It's part of my portfolio. I think, you know what, definitely worth you taking a look at. But anyways, that's what's going on with the market. Make sure to follow me on Twitter if you don't, because I can't include all the stories every single day in these videos. I post most of the stuff on Twitter. But let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. See ya.